There are a couple of reasons why I think this ship is overpowered. First and foremost is its firepower. The ship is equipped with a decent number of missile launchers. It has a single cannon fixed to the ship, but the cannon it uses is very powerful and efficient, dealing almost as much damage as the cannons of the HMS Paladin, while it reload in a shorter time. It also has 2 grenade launchers fixed to the ship, and like the cannon, the grenade launcher that the ship uses is very powerful and efficient. In terms of how powerful it is, it's almost as strong as the main cannons of RF Moscow, as it can deliver a burst damage of around 80,000. However, the grenade launcher is more efficient, as it can deal that amount of damage every 6 seconds, whereas Moscow's main cannon does so every 8 seconds, which makes the grenade launcher more devastating. On top of that, its accuracy is decent, and its projectile speed is good. With all of its weapons, the ship gets a burst damage output that is comparable to that of CN Lorraine, but just like Lorraine, its firepower doesn't rely on burst damage but on damage per minute, meaning it relies on how much damage it can consistently deal over time, rather than powerful single volleys. The difference, however, is that Smart 4000's damage per minute is better than what Lorraine has. Take a look at how quickly the Smart 4000 can eliminate its target compared to Lorraine. The second factor is its mobility. This ship's speed and maneuverability are impressive, surpassing the mobility of most other ships in the game. While its speed doesn't match that of an Ekranoplan, it is still well above average compared to other ship types. Its maneuverability might not seem impressive if you look at the ship's specifications, but once you take it into battle, you'll notice it turns better than some ships with higher maneuverability in their specifications. When you tie its firepower and mobility together, you get the most dangerous ship in the game, as it's capable of hitting its targets hard while fleeing from its position very quickly, making any attempt at retaliation extremely annoying. However, that's only the second reason why I think this ship is overpowered. There are still 3 more I haven't discussed yet, and by now it should be clear just how good this ship really is. The third factor is its size. The ship has a fairly low profile and a narrow hull, which makes it harder for players to hit with cannons and unguided grenade launchers at long range. When you add its mobility into the equation, it becomes even more difficult to hit, to the point that mid-range engagements can be somewhat challenging for opponents to fight this ship in. The fourth factor is its anti-air capability. This ship's air defense is particularly effective at shooting down missiles, and it's thanks to its laser-based air defense. It's so strong that it's almost impossible for a missile volley to get through without losing a few missiles. However, when it comes to aircraft, it's less effective because it has a short range. The ship does have other air defenses that are more suitable for engaging aircraft, but they are not as effective at hitting them as the laser air defense is at intercepting missiles. On top of that, there are only a few of these air defenses, and they're locked onto the ship, so its anti-air capability is kind of a strength and weakness at the same time. The final factor is its advanced consumables. This ship has 2 of them, which is something most other ships in the game don't offer. One reduces the damage you take from missiles, while the other deploys smoke that prevents enemies from locking onto you and reduces your visibility. With these consumables, you can easily shut down missile-spamming players. However, it only carries 1 smoke consumable, so you need to make sure that when you use it, you should be able to eliminate your target. Otherwise, it will go to waste. Those are all the reasons why I believe the ship is overpowered. However, when discussing its strengths, it's also important to acknowledge its weaknesses. For this ship, there are only 2 weaknesses. One is that its anti-air capability isn't good at shooting down aircraft, which I've already mentioned earlier. The other is its durability. It has the same durability as the RF Admiral Gorshkov, which is on the lower side and not much higher than the durability of Roxchangnam, which has the lowest durability for a frigate. Since it's a frigate with low durability, you should take on a support role when using this ship. This allows you to attack enemies without constantly worrying about taking heavy damage, as you'll have a teammate who can initiate engagements and back you up if you're in trouble. If you take on an offensive role, you'll likely struggle to make progress, because every time you initiate an attack, you also risk taking significant damage, especially when facing against opponents that rely on cannons and unguided grenade launchers. If you want to play more aggressively, you can try flanking with this ship, but there are a few things you should keep in mind. First, you need to have good aim if you plan to flank without being seen, since you'll most likely be engaging enemies at mid and long range, where using the cannon and grenade launcher can be a bit challenging. Second, if the enemy has an aircraft carrier, I recommend avoiding flanking, and you should stick to being a support instead. Given how annoying this ship can be, it's likely to become their priority target. Although you have strong laser air defense, missile barrages from aircraft can be more overwhelming than those from surface ships, and some may be able to break through your defenses. On top of that, your durability is low. If they keep launching missile barrages at you, you won't last long even with those advanced consumables. As for its effective combat range, this ship performs best at mid-range. At close range, it's easier for opponents who rely on cannons and unguided grenade launchers to take you down. If you're forced to engage at that distance, make sure you have teammates to support you. If not, rely on obstacles as much as possible. At long range, it's hard to land shots with your cannons and grenade launcher, and you'll need good aim to make it work. Mid-range is the ideal combat range for this ship, as it allows an average player to use its weapons effectively without exposing its weakness too much. Now, I'll leave you guys a video of the gameplay of the ship for you guys to see how it performs in battle, and that'll be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys like it, and if you all did, please leave a like and subscribe to support me. Thank you so much for watching.
Heading 050, half ahead. Missile silo ready for launch, receiving coordinates.
Frigate.